Okay, thank you, Delany College, and welcome to the second of our virtual college assemblies. I'm just waiting to make sure that you can hear this clearly and that you're ready to go. We'll begin today's assembly as we do in prayer, and I'll invite Charbel and Petter to lead us in prayer. Thank you.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. On Sunday, the Catholic Church concluded the month of May, dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary, which happened to fall on the Feast of Pentecost, and now entered into the month of June, dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Just as May leads us into June, Mary leads us directly to Christ. During these unique times, we often feel as though God is far, when really He is so near. Mary reminds us to do whatever He tells us, and to submit to the will of her Son, despite what arises in an uncertain, often unpredictable world. Mary reminds us of the powerful will of God and is a spiritual vessel that delivers us to Jesus.
Let us implore Mary's maternal intercession and pray asking, amid fear and sadness, Sacred Heart of Jesus and Immaculate Heart of Mary, be our peace and our joy. Amid weakness and struggle, Sacred Heart of Jesus and Immaculate Heart of Joy, be our power and our strength. Amid sickness of death, Sacred Heart of Jesus, Immaculate Heart of Mary, be our healing in our life. Amid the unknown future, Sacred Heart of Jesus and Immaculate Heart of Mary, be our hope and our way. Vulnerable Delany,
Pray for us.
Immaculate Heart of Mary,
Pray for us.
and the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, thank you, Charbel. Thank you, Petter. I'd also like to acknowledge at this point the traditional owners of our land, the Darug people, who have been custodians and caretakers of this land for tens of thousands of years prior to our arrival. I acknowledge the elders past, present and emerging who have led this country and invite them to reconciliation with us over the next years. I'd also like to acknowledge the patrician heritage that we share here. This school's been built and developed on the shoulders of all the patrician brothers who've led us in the past. I'd like to now invite Mr. Easton to address the Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blomfield, and thank you, Charbel and Petter, for your lovely prayer. To echo those sentiments as we come, welcome and acknowledgement as today is the last day of National Reconciliation Week, and remembering the importance of us for working together. I'd just like to let you know how happy we are to see you all back at school and how important it is for you to be working hard and attending every class. I think one of the lessons from COVID-19 is that it helps us focus on what we have taken for granted. Being able to be back together, our freedom to gather together, our privilege to share with one another as a community, and our opportunity to be here to learn together. For all these things, we should be very grateful. It's often through the loss of the things we take for granted that we really come to realise the value of what we have. So we do need to be grateful. The fact that we're part of a wonderful, diverse school community. We need to be grateful that we're loved and cared for. We have a place where we belong. And we need to be grateful that we have one another to help one another and achieve and grow together. In fact, we can learn much from the warmth and humbleness of the Fijian culture. This is a culture strong with a multi-faith understanding as Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs and Buddhists that peacefully coexist together. But they have developed a sense of gratitude and servitude in all that they do. And I think from them we can learn a way that we can show gratitude for the many things that we have. And I think at Delany, one simple way is to make the most of the opportunities we have been given. At Delany, you have the opportunity to learn. You have the opportunity to establish a platform for you to be successful both at school and beyond school. Most importantly, your teachers are here to help you. You can show your gratitude by making most of the opportunities you've been given. Grab each little piece. Work hard, cherish it. Show respect for one another. And do the little things that make a difference, that make someone else's day just a little bit better. I ask you in a spirit of our faith and of those who have gone before us to cherish one another. You are truly a gift, and you're a gift to one another. As brothers and sisters in Christ, You are called to find peace in one another. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Easton. The next item on our list is really celebration of one of our students who's done an outstanding job over the past 2 years in particular, but all 6 years that he's been at this college. And I'll invite Ms. Cook to make this announcement. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We have many talented and hard-working students studying a variety of subjects here at Delany College. Today I'd like to acknowledge a vet student, Arthur Sedic. Arthur studies hospitality at Delany and has been selected as a finalist in the Vocation Educational Training in School Student of the Year Award for the Western Sydney and Blue Mountains region. We would like to congratulate Arthur on this prestigious nomination, and we look forward to, as the winners are announced in a virtual ceremony on the 2nd of July. We'd like to commend you, Arthur, and wish you the best of luck with this ceremony. Thank you.
Okay, I'll share that. Congratulations to you, Arthur, and good luck for when the nominations are actually judged. The next point is also another celebration, and looking back over the past couple of weeks where we haven't had college assemblies, I found a Bronze Award recipient, and I'd like to congratulate Sahaj Bajwa in Year 8. Congratulations for receiving a Bronze Award. And Year 8, you can give Sahaj a clap. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Look, just on some administrative advice now. One of the things we're trying to nail down here is your access to ICT and the devices that you use. We have a number of students for whom we provide either computers or iPads each day, and we're committed to making as many of those devices as possible available to you. We haven't got enough for every single student, but I think more importantly is that many of students who come and ask for a device do so because my battery's not charged. You know, I forgot to bring it to school. Unfortunately, we don't have the devices available to cater for all of those forgetful moments. So I'm saying to you, if you have a device at home, you need to bring it and you need to have it ready to be charged and used for the day. Okay, it's not an opportunity to walk out of class. So Mr. Simic is very clear about this. You have access to him and borrowing devices before school and at recess. You can come and check in at lunchtime for things like internet access and return the devices at the end of the day. Okay, there's not support available during lessons, and we certainly won't be lending out devices in the middle of the day. Okay, with that comes the use of mobile phones, and I'd like to really acknowledge that by far the majority of students have done a fabulous job in keeping your mobile phones away. At our staff meeting this morning, I asked staff what sort of response they've had to keeping the mobile phones out of classes, and just about every single hand went up to say, yes, it has made a big improvement. So I hope you are feeling that improvement. I hope that, you know, with the removal of the interruptions, the buzzing, the tweeting, the texting that happens when the phone is in your pocket, that it's just removing some of those distractions for you and you can concentrate on class. If you only have a mobile phone device in the class, then you don't get to use that. The other option, and the only other option, is pen and paper. So we've made that very clear to staff as well. The pen and paper is the second option if you don't have a computer or an iPad. Okay, that was a learning device that was very useful when I was at school. I'm sure it will work for you as well. Thank you, Petra. But that's an important notice. Look, really, I want to share with you one other thing. And next week is week 7. So we're heading towards the end of the term. In week 9 of term 2, we would normally have our multicultural day. And that's not happening at the moment. That's why we're still holding virtual virtual assemblies because we're not allowed to have everybody together. However, next week, Year Week 7 begins the countdown towards the Term 3 Multicultural Day in Week 7. And in fact, we are aiming to have a week of activities. So I'll tell you what they are. I can't guarantee they're going to happen because A, we have some bookings to confirm, and B, I don't know what's going to happen with COVID-19 yet. But Week 7, we are looking, as Year 12 have just finished their trial exams, to start the week with our athletics carnival. We are looking to have some sort of recognition and celebration of St. Patrick's Day. We will bring forward by 1 week Are You OK Day to celebrate that during that week. And I'm hoping and aiming that the culmination and end of that week is our Multicultural Day, shared with an open day for visitors to the college. So the countdown begins towards Multicultural Day, and I'll be working with Year 12 students to start preparing that. They will start asking you to think about what you'd like to do at Multicultural Day. Remembering last year's absolutely fabulous fashion parade and performances, I'd love to see that happen again, but those decisions are in your hands. So countdown begins from next week towards Multicultural Day. Thank you for your participation in our virtual assembly, and we will do this again. I finished with the last slide, which is actually from last week, the last assembly, which I couldn't play, but I've shared the link with you again, just to go back and have a look at Delany in the News, which was on Channel 7. The link, unfortunately, won't work because Channel 7 take down their weekly news on a 7-day cycle. But that link was there from last week. From this point forward, we resume period 3, and under the direction of your learning leaders, you will either stay in your mentor classes and do some mentor-based work or some academic work, or your learning leaders will gather you together for a cohort meeting. Thank you for your participation. If you've got any feedback, we'd be really pleased to hear it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Simic, for running the meeting as well.